Welcome to another Baby Theater in the Dark. Today we're going to learn about Claude the Vampire. Claude the Vampire was a hunter, one would say. He hunts door to door every day. Many would say that he could be the next messiah of vampires. Yet, many believe he is just a loser. Now, what he does is he goes door to door asking for just a moment of their time. A simple knock, a simple nod, a simple how do you do? You see, he dresses in such that he has robes that block from the sun. And you see, what he does is he entices the folks door to door to, well, open the door. And once every blue moon, some might say, well, only a moment you can come in. And once he's in the door, well, before I get to that, I must get back to the beginning. You see, Claude wasn't a normal vampire. He was born in the sun, birthed into the flame. Now, you might think, how can a vampire be born if vampires can't give birth? Well, that's what his mother thought. You see, it was a miraculous birth. None had ever seen before. And since. And once he came, he snuffed out the flames himself with magical power. But you see, that was just a fluke. He couldn't escape the flames forever. But it managed him enough to be swaddled. Now, you see, when a baby is born, typically it takes them a very long time to get where they need to be. And age-wise. However, vampires don't age. Therefore, he was a baby forever. So you see, he wasn't very large, and I'll tell you that he was about 7 pounds, 7 ounces, and he still is to this day. Well, not necessarily. He is actually quite filled out at this point. And the one thing that's interesting is the muscle that he's gained allows him to, his baby arms and baby legs, to walk around town and knock on doors, per se, and greet people with his silver tongue. But one thing that's always been a burden is opening doors. And so, you see, Claude, he has such magical powers that he can destroy many of the things that people consider vampires to have. The sun, he does wear a robe to protect from it. But if he so be it wanted to, he could protect himself for, a few moments before he'd be exhausted. You see, babies don't have a large lung capacity, and they're constantly pooping. So, one thing leads to another, and it becomes a messy situation. Now, there's another thing to think about. Is being that he is so little, he only needs a little blood to survive. And therefore, it's not too bad. Now, what he will do, like I said from the beginning, is knock door to door, looking for people to invite him in. And once they're in, he starts sucking blood. Now, you may think, well, that's dangerous for the people inside, but you see, the baby has no teeth. So what I mean by sucking blood is out of a bottle that he carries with him. He also carries many, many different poems and poetry, and the one thing he craves is for people to accept that literature can be a window into the soul. Now, you see, when vampires are born or created, they lose their soul, it's told. And Claude believes that he could regain it by reading a little bitty books. So, as he sucks from his bottle, he tells them of all kinds of things and ways that they can learn, ways that they can unlock their mind and really explore the brain. Now, one might say, how is this spooky? But here is the thing. For every person that opens that door, they get an awakening that causes them to think so deeply that some turn directly into stone right away. You see, there was once a monk that meditated so hard and so long that he turned into stone. Now, some also say that seeing the vision of this folklore and all these items that could be or couldn't be, well, it could cause madness. And this is true, because this has also happened. The madness of the books, the madness of knowledge. So, you see, make sure that you're learning every day. Make sure that you're reading, because that is the key. The more you read, the more you unlock your mind. And it's said that you can still hear the quiet hums of the stone. And it's said that one day they will awaken in a far distant future, when finally world peace has come to pass and capitalism is dead. Therefore, it is such a nice way to go, such a nice way to live. No pressure, no burdens, simply the unlock of knowledge. Read every day. That is to say, read all day, every day. Read until the pages take you into madness. Read until it's all lost. Read until the world dies.